You're on a trip, you break down between two towns. 3 miles this way is a general automotive repair place. You go 3 miles this way and there's a specialist that deals exactly with your vehicle. Given the same price, which one are you going to choose? The specialist is going to win every time. And here's the cool thing, there are some benefits to becoming a specialist that I never even thought of until I became a specialist. I'm going to share those things. If you get on the road to being a specialist, your life is going to be different, I guarantee it. So let's get started. I'm excited to talk about this. If you don't want to be in the same spot next year as you are right now, stick with me, because I've got 4 ways that I accidentally discovered how specializing can boost your job enjoyment, your profitability, also your mental health. No, I'm not selling anything. I just want to share this with you. And stick with me to the end, because there's one other benefit that specializing has that might put you in a totally different position this time next year. Let's get right into it. I'm Dave with Hemi Garage Hacks. I've owned this shop for 17 years. We specialize and we do Hemi engines. So here's how the story started. I've got to share this because it's important. So it started 17 years ago. I opened up my shop because I wanted to do life coaching and mentoring, and then I was going to be flipping cars, and that would allow me flexibility to do that. Well, I stumbled into something pretty cool on accident. Here's how it happened. I bought my wife a Dodge Durango at the time that had a bad motor, and I knew it had a bad motor. It wasn't like the guy screwed me over. And I thought, well, hey, no problem. I'm just going to go to the junkyard, spend $400, throw it in there, and be done. Well, come to be, it was the 4.7, which was in high demand at the time, and so they weren't $400. They were like $1,800. It took me about a month and a half, and I found one for $1,400. I installed it. It ran great. And then 2 months later, the head gasket blew on it. And I'm getting to a point, bear with me here. So what I decided to do was like, I'm not going to go through this again. I pulled the motor out, tore it down, talked to a local motor shop, got some advice, built it, installed it, and it ran great. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to put a night on Craigslist that I can do these, and I'm not going to stick it to people like I felt like it was being stuck to me. So in that moment, I stumbled upon specializing. Didn't know it at the time, but from that point on, I did a ton of 4.7s. That turned into 3.7s, and then 2.7s, and then some 3.5s and 4.0s in the Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge family. And then I ended up doing Hemis. And so I primarily do Hemis right now. Specializing drew out some amazing benefits. And so I'm going to share what those benefits are. So let's get right into it. Number 1, it boosts efficiency. Here's some examples for you. Some of the shortcuts just from doing things over and over and over again, like when I started out with the 4.7 engines, you get to kind of know where everything is, kind of figure out like what you need to take off, what you don't need to take off, what the shortcuts and tricks are. It just makes it way more efficient when you specialize. Also, speed is a huge one. So when I first started, did my first engine, maybe the Durango, let's say, probably took me, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. Well, if I did that same one today, you know, I could probably do it in a day. And that's just from doing the same ones over and over again. And that speed translates into a lot of things. Here's another example. I had a guy working for me one time, and I had him change out the heater core on a Ram truck, and it took him, I think, like 8 hours or something. And I had a couple other customers that wanted to do the same thing, and we don't get in the habit of doing that. We mainly just do engines. So I had him go ahead and do those. By the time he was done with those, he got to where he could do the heater core in about 2.5 hours. So from 8 hours to 2.5 hours, I mean, that's huge. Talk about efficiency. That's amazing. And that's what specializing does. There's less mistakes when you're doing something that you know what you're doing with. Say, for example, if somebody brought in a Saab. Well, I don't really work on Saabs. You know, there's some things about it that you probably need to know. I mean, you can figure it out along the way, but I know, for example, on a 4.7, there's a particular bolt that if you tighten it too much, it will actually break off part of the head. And so knowing those things is huge as far as saving time, because you don't want to be spending time fixing a head or having to go buy a head. Also, as far as efficiency, specializing keeps you from having to do so much extra research. So for example, like I don't have all data here at the shop because I don't need it. We deal with the same vehicles and the same motors hours, and it just makes it really, really nice. Efficiency is one huge benefit. The second thing that specializing does is it boosts your profitability. Faster you are, the more you can do. If I can pull a motor out in 2 hours versus 6 hours, then obviously I'm going to be able to get more done in an 8-hour period of time. So your profitability is going to go up. You're going to get faster and faster at it just because you're doing the same thing over and over again. And I've been doing this for 17 years and I don't get bored of it. I mean, yeah, it's repetitive, but there's something just really nice about not having to work on a Saab or work on a Chevy or all these other things. I mean, I have the ability to work on those things, but as far as speed and efficiency, no, once you specialize in something, you get good at it and you get fast at it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a shop. You don't have to be in the automotive industry. You can be in an entirely different industry. These principles apply. I want to make sure you understand that. Another way it boosts profitability is specialists just get paid more because they specialize in it. Now, I don't actually jack up my prices because I am a specialist. I just kind of allow being a specialist to increase the demand, which is really helpful. Don't ever have to worry about if I'm going to have work or not. The third way it boosts profitability is on parts savings. This is kind of a different thing. Since we're working on the same vehicles, then I order the same parts, camshafts, head gaskets, rear main seals, spark plugs, thermostats. I can buy all these things kind of a little bit more in bulk, and so that boosts profitability as well. Specializing from a financial standpoint is huge, especially in the speed aspect of it, because if you can get 5 vehicles done in a week as opposed to 3 over a year period of time, that's huge, and that's naturally going to happen if you're specializing in something. So let's get on to the next one. The next thing that specializing boosts is demand. As you specialize, you got to understand that if you're doing this, you got to make sure you show up for work and do your job and do a good job, okay? So we'll just assume that's kind of a given, or it should be, for success with this. If you're not showing up, if you're not doing what you say you're going to do, or if you do crappy work, specializing isn't necessarily going to help you. I want to put that little caveat in there. You can become the go-to guy or gal. People trust specialists with important work. If they have something that they really care about, they're more likely to take it to a specialist. There's farther reach when you are a specialist. As far as demand is concerned, here's an example. Since we've been doing this, I've had people from Arkansas, Texas, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma. Of course, I live in Oklahoma, but we've had them as far as Tennessee, Wisconsin, Colorado, Kentucky, just because we specialize in what we do and our prices are fair. So that's huge. I mean, talk about demand, that's great. Having a competitive advantage, this is a huge thing as well. So if somebody's wanting to get their engine fixed and they can go to a generalist automotive shop and then they quote them a price on an engine, or they have the option to come here and all we do on a daily basis are Hemi engines, if the prices are pretty similar, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you're going to take it to the people that do it all the time. That helps with demand as well. As you can see, specializing is becoming more and more a powerful tool. It's such a beautiful little principle. So we'll get on to the next one. Okay, now this benefit is surprising. It will actually boost your mental health. And here's how. First of all, in your confidence. There's just something about certainty that just helps you be more confident. I mean, if you're doing something new every single time, it's just new territory, and that's just part of it. But if you're doing specializing and repetitive stuff, you're getting to know the ins and outs of it, and your confidence is just up, which is great. Obviously, for your mental health, the calm that comes with that, it's reduced anxiety, just mastery will do that. It just, I mean, even if you think about the old senseis and how calm they were just for the fact that they mastered their art. Well, it's kind of the same thing when you specialize. There's a certain amount of calm that comes with mastery. Also, things just flow more smooth because there's less surprises, there's less unknowns. Just having more clarity because you know what you do and what you don't do. So for me, people will come and say, hey, I've got this Chevy engine. Even though I can and have rebuilt Chevy engines, I just don't. So that's like an easy one for me. Like, no, we just specialize in Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, and mainly Hemis. Or somebody wants brakes done or their fuel pump changed. We can do those things, but we don't. problem. We spend our time doing Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge engine replacement, so that clarity just brings about a calm and a peace, and it helps to kind of simplify things a little bit. Seems like such a simple little concept, but all of those things just really improves your mental health. So helpful little tip for you there. So those are the 4 main benefits, but I've got a bonus benefit for you that may affect some of you, and that is that specializing can be a pathway to self-employment. This is how it would work. You find something that you want to specialize in, but make sure that there's kind of a need for it. And as a little tip, the less other people want to do that thing, the more demand you're going to have, more money that you're going to be able to make for it. A lot of people can do Chevy motors. At the time, nobody wanted to mess with the 4.7. And so I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll jump in there and do that. You can find stuff that other people don't want to do, or you've got yourself a great little niche right there. As an example, on those heater cores, a lot of people don't like doing heater cores, but if somebody specialized in doing heater cores or electrical work, people don't like doing that, or diagnosing, they don't like doing that. Specialize in those things, it's huge. It makes a big difference. What you do once you get into that, you'll just do a few of them and get used to them, get more confident, get to know them a little bit. And then from there, you can just put an ad on Craigslist or Facebook and say, hey, you know, I do these, I'm available, and word will begin to spread because there's people that are needing to do that. And remember, the specialist is always going to stand out from the generalist. So if you start this and then you do some side work, if you're not already a business owner, you get busy enough, then you can get to the point to where you can leave the job you're at and you can become self-employed, which is great. I mean, there's benefits to it. It's hard work, but you have some flexibility there. So this principle can really change where you're at a year from now. Subscribe and share with somebody who's miserable, and maybe this will help them. I'm Dave. This is Hemi Garage Hacks, and we'll see you on the next one.